Now, here's a very interesting, you may want to unmute yourselves, right? So here's a very interesting discussion. So on the left, you have a pretty jam-packed highway, and on the right, you have, again, a bunch of freeways and highways, but looks pretty sparsely populated, right? Which one would you be preferring?
Right.
Why?
Always consistent, or like there are no much disturbances.
You're saying because you see no vehicles on the road, you may go faster, is what you're thinking?
Yeah, and also the flow we can see, like, I mean, it's smooth. I mean, there's no much disturbances, or like not much of traffic, I can say.
Right. But here's my question, right? But it would also mean that you may have to go longer distances on the right. Are you okay with that? This could be like, a 3 or a 4 mile detour from the where you need to go, and you basically need to do a long circle back and come back. So would you still be willing to go the flow route, or would you prefer waiting in the queue on the left hand side?
I think right one still, at least I do prefer the right one. Yeah.
Fair enough, right? So let's do a little bit deep dive into what's happening here. On the left hand side, where it's all packed out, right? Work is 100% planned out. You know exactly what you're going to be delivering for the next 3 quarters. It's all very well estimated. But the problem that comes with it is you have tight deadlines and timelines that have to be met. There is no room for slippage or errors. There is always what we call as a critical path of these items and work items that need to go through. If there are dependencies, that work has to wait. You have to wait for somebody else to come back and resolve your dependency before you get started, right? And work simply sitting in the system is also a delay, right? If nobody's working on it, it's getting delayed. And if you need any change in any of the work items, it's going to take a long time for anybody to respond, because the engineer is already working on something else, because you are an organization that's focused on 100% utilization. So everybody needs to be utilized 100% and needs to be occupied. So if they get a piece of work, until they finish what they already have, they can't take up the next piece of work. So now what's happening? Work is flowing very slowly through the system, and everybody is busy. But are they producing outcomes? We don't know. Just like the cars in the previous example, right? The cars are all there. This is a 100% utilized road. I would say this is a 100% utilized road on the left. But what good is a 100% utilized road? It's nothing but a parking lot, because nothing is moving. On the right hand side, on the other hand, you have limited work planned. Everything is forecasted. You have enough room for slippages and errors. Work is always moving. Due to limited work, you obviously can respond faster, because there are other people also available to respond to you. And in case of dependencies, because of adaptive capacity, you can accommodate the changes and you can move on. Now, this seems like this is like utopia, right? Like very ideal world. Where will I get a team like this? How can I work with a team like this? Right? But this is not difficult to achieve. That's what I wanted to bring up. This is not difficult to achieve. Right? On the left, your work controls you, and on the right, you control the work. And obviously, you always want to control the amount of work in the system. You prefer having the control.